I remember people were talking about at one point that, we're going to have a civil war or that we should have a civil war. They were saying the same thing about the first civil war. People were saying they should have it, and it was horrific for everybody. It was not a good thing. And I mean, anytime you're fighting, it must be something else for countries like Russia and China to see us imploding, because this is not something that's coming from without. This is coming from within. This is all on us,
That's right.
and that's
That's
the
right.
sad thing about it. To have this all being self-inflicted. I feel like America has two Achilles heels, and I think one of them is racism. It is such a simple thing, but it is so divisive, and it holds us back so unnecessarily. So, because when we get together, you watch any NFL team, you watch them play, and they don't care about what color that teammate is. If the other team messes with that teammate, they got problems.
Hmm.
And that's what I'm talking about. We are all in this together, and we have to look at it that way. And it's us against the other countries, maybe, but not us against each other inside of our countries. I mean, it must be great for Russia to think, oh, you guys are just imploding. I'm just going to sit back on the sideline and eat popcorn and watch it.
That's right. Yeah. I think there were two things come to mind for me. One is that we are indeed a very adolescent country, society, right? We are in our adolescence and we are exhibiting all the behaviors. Okay. That's what we're doing. That's what's happening.
I use that same analogy.
That's what's
We
happening.
we we are a teenage country in years,
We
and
are.
we respond like teenagers. We disagree with somebody.
Absolutely.
What, you want to fight? Like that is going to solve the problem? No,
Right.
even if you win, you could still be wrong. But
Right.
we do behave that way. As a matter of fact, when Trump got elected the very first time, I said this is going to be the best thing that happened to America in modern times. But it's going to take us 20 years to appreciate it, because we were in denial about a lot of things before him. And what Trump was, to me, the analogy I like is he was like a zit that you have on your face that just won't come to the surface. And then he came and he brought it all up to the surface. And you have to bring it up to the surface, get it out for it to heal. And so what we're going through now is it's out now. And now we have to do the healing process. And it's going to take some time. But it's out now. There's no more denial about racism or about economic inequalities or about the fact that certain parties would like to take away your rights and others would like to give you rights. These things are all out in the open, and before you can address a problem, you have to understand that you have a problem, and now we understand it.
That's right. Um, that's interesting because that's one of the reasons why I asked Billy to reach out because I heard you talking on the Instagrams and I was like, I like how this man thinks. Like a lot of what he's saying are things that I have been saying, that I
Yes.
think that, we need to talk more about in this country. And I think that I see what's going on with us now as childbirth in a lot of ways, labor. A woman is in labor and it is incredibly painful. And it's like being on the ropes pain, right? Like before you can
Mm.
catch your breath, there's some other
Mm.
nonsense
Oh, that's a
happening,
nice analogy.
right? And it's to the body of the
Hmm.
American people. This is what's happening.
Hmm.
And so we'll see what kind of child comes out of all of
There.
this. you know, we'll
That's a beautiful
see.
analogy, though, because it's so powerful.
We'll see what happens. The
Yeah.
other thing that I think, and I know for those of you who are sports buffs, you're probably going to, not be happy, but I'm going to say it. I, you go to a baseball game in this country, okay? And the other team hits or does some incredible thing. You're not supposed to give the person their props because they're on the other team. So the person can have this incredible play and everybody's supposed to boo that person because they're not on your team. That right there, I think, is part of the way that we in this country keep the ball moving. Because how wonderful would it be to play for your team, but then also be able to say, Wow, home run. All right, that was good play. You did good. We don't do that in this country. It's the
We don't.
opposite. So
But you
we
know that.
learned how to
Mhm,
be divided
mhm.
in the very games.
The only people that I ever see do that are people who are specialists, who are experts at that particular sport. They will give credit to the other team because they understand how difficult that is, and they will give props where props is due.
So
Yeah,
why
you're
don't we
right.
just start giving props
Give
where
him
props
props
are
where
due?
props is
Let the
due.
chips fall where they're going to fall,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. That's the beginning of that's a good beginning because it's a
Yeah.
mindset and it's a habit.
Yeah.